In an age where the fashion and beauty spaces are so completely overwhelmed by marketing choices strategically crafted from industry professionals behind the screen, a new trend has emerged. One that's quickly saturating both industries with an acute alignment to food, fresh flavors, and ripe colorways. My name is Elizabeth Grace Coyne, a writer, editor, and journalist reporting on the intersection of fashion, culture, technology, sustainability, and business. And in today's video, I'll be discussing the new wave of fashion and beauty marketing, which features a direct affiliation to food. From succulent imagery and fruity colorways to sweet new flavors of one's favorite beauty item, food-based marketing, brand alignment, and conceptual merchandise are popping up all over the fashion and beauty industries, infiltrating retail spaces with food-aligned products that aren't otherwise edible items. In addition to breaking down this rapidly growing trend and analyzing some of the conceptual and literal interpretations presented by several brands, I'll be discussing the ways in which this alignment to food represents a more prominent change in culture within the industries at large. Firstly, I wanted to begin by illustrating one of the categories of food-based fashion and beauty marketing that I've seen creep up recently: a conceptual alignment to food rather than literal uses of edible products. One way in which I've seen this manifest is with product colorways. From my perspective, there's been a major alignment to food-inspired colorways during the industry's most recent rollout of summer clothing silhouettes and accessories. Pastel or pale yellow, often labeled banana yellow or butter yellow as opposed to other less food-centric descriptors, is the color of the season, spotted on celebrity influences including Timothée Chalamet and Sabrina Carpenter, and used in recent collections of the industry's most accessible retailers. Additionally, the travel accessory brand Base, founded by actress Shay Mitchell, recently re-released its suitcase and travel bag collection in the striking shade Berry, a fluorescent pinkish, purplish hue that bears a striking resemblance to the color of a berry smoothie. Another way I've noticed the concept of food inserting itself into the fashion and beauty industries on a large scale is with product design. From the huge impact Glossier made within the cosmetic industry with the release of their Black Cherry Balm.com, to the hyperfixation consumers have on Summer Friday's birthday cake lip balm, the influx of lip products and innovative lip treatments released within the past year have heavily impacted the way food was integrated into the beauty space and into product development. Speaking from my personal experience, I remember roughly a decade ago how intense the fixation was on scent within the beauty industry, specifically with powder cosmetics like the Too Faced Sweet Peach and Better Than Chocolate palette, as well as other examples being incredibly sought after. And I don't think there's been the same attention to flavor within the beauty industries since then, at least not with cosmetics specifically. Now, with that being said, I think this may be the reason why, in addition to there being this renaissance of the lip product with brands completely saturating the market with new innovative lippies for consumers to try, there's a sort of subplot of flavor innovation for these new products, adding to the noise of all this food-based promotion for the beauty industries on a large scale. Next, I wanted to share the ways both the fashion and beauty industries have been literally infiltrated by a surge in food-based marketing. I found this manifests most prominently with visual imagery. In addition to beauty brands like Rhode implementing images of food within the promotional materials for the brand's viral peptide lip treatments and pocket blushes, as well as luxury brands carving out new bag silhouettes in literal butter in an attempt to promote their latest collection, American Vogue has been a major participant in the trend, with their food-based celebrity content on YouTube. Not only does the publication have a series where celebrities try food prepared for them by professional chefs, but they have another series where the celebrity hosts a Food Network-like cooking show, prepping a meal and creating a cocktail of their choice while making light conversation with the viewer and sporting designer ensembles. Another subcategory of food-affiliated marketing techniques is stunts, or interactive campaigns designed by brands to entice consumers. One example of this that I thought was definitely worth mentioning was The Ordinary's egg stunt. The brand, known for its minimalistic line of skincare products that favor active ingredients over oversaturated formulas, began a few weeks ago for a limited time, selling a carton of a dozen eggs for $3.37 at two of its New York locations. Now, while the stunt most likely has more to do with the economic state of the country at the moment, using eggs as merely a symbol of the brand's simplistic cosmetic formulation and low prices that grabs the attention of the consumer because of the inflated grocery prices within the United States, I do believe the Ordinary's choice to use food specifically to make this point, rather than other inflated items or using a completely unrelated economic issue like the growing unemployment rates, for example, to grab consumer attention, says more about the marketing industry's growing attraction to food and food imagery than anything else. Now, while the examples I just described could definitely be a cause of correlation without causation, and the rise in food-themed colorways, scents, and marketing stunts could be a coincidence, I don't think it's completely without reason to say that the insistent instances of food within the fashion and beauty industries was purposely manufactured. Most likely, the trend inhabited a sort of chicken or the egg situation and was probably spawned with a few food-based product marketing campaigns and perpetuated by more brands adding to the noise and adhering to the same marketing techniques they were inspired by. And so, now that we've listed out some recent examples of this trend and established it as a trend in the first place, the biggest question is, so what? What does this say about the current industry, and how does this change in marketing affect the consumer? Personally, I think the sudden and overwhelming introduction of food within both industries has, like I mentioned previously with my commentary on The Ordinary, ties to the turbulent state of the economy within the United States. With this specific era of economic decline that's predominantly a result of a post-COVID consumer landscape, food has been a majorly hot topic, as grocery bills are sky high and food is becoming increasingly hard to shop for affordably. Because of this, I would say the use of food as promotional imagery holds a kind of Marie Antoinette-like power. If food is expensive and hard to come by, it gets automatically seen as a symbol of status and power, and thus becomes the perfect object for fashion and beauty brands to integrate into their marketing materials, drawing the consumer in with the allure of a lavish lifestyle. So instead of having a model pose with a car to symbolize what one's life could be if only you purchased that designer jacket, we are now seeing models pose with donuts and cupcakes. Slightly different but still alluring visuals that give off the same subconscious feeling of power and luxury for a new generation of shoppers. I'm a bit indifferent about the rise in fashion and beauty marketing materials that showcase a strong affiliation with food. I really love butter yellow and enjoy the beautiful imagery of food when presented alongside a new beauty item, but I'm unsure if this trend has enough staying power to increase its chances of longevity. Although food is a forever symbol that isn't going away, I think the way food has been dressed up to match the hyper-feminine projections of many brands, although really adorable, will become tiresome over time, and thus cease to appear as often as we're seeing now. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to read any of my original reporting, I'll have my most recent work linked below. Again, my name is Elizabeth Grace Coyne, and I hope you enjoyed this video.